r/rules horror. Posted by u/dementedsnake. Cabin rules. To anyone that finds this letter, you fucked up. I'm sorry to say that, right now, you're in a heap of trouble and probably don't even know it. Don't throw this away. This is no joke. I came here to get out of the city for a little bit and enjoy nature. I reckon you did too. That, or you're a hiker with some bad luck. Either way, what I found out might help you. You'd be doing yourself a favor to read all of this and keep an open mind. Here, I'll make this easy for you. Just follow this list and you should be okay, I hope. Good luck. If it's daylight and you got more than a few hours of light left, thank whatever gods you have because you can just skedaddle on out of here. Don't wait. Grab your stuff and put as much distance as you can between yourself and this cursed place. Take this letter to someone who'll know what to do with it, or snap a photo and leave it here, in case some other poor soul stumbles in here. Either way, get out. But if it's storming or foggy out, do not go outside. Once you step foot inside this little cabin, you're pretty much stuck here. There's nothing special about it. Just trust me that you're safer in here than out there. If you ran in here hoping to wait out the storm, well, you have my condolences. If you're stuck here overnight, like I was, then there are some things you need to be aware of. Once the sun sets, it will start to really storm. I ain't talking some thunder in the distance and a bit of rain. I mean it will sound like the biggest cloud ever has stopped right over your head and is pouring all its moisture out on the roof of this cabin. If it was raining on your way in, it will get a lot worse as soon as dark hits. During the night, you will hear trees creaking and branches falling in the storm. They may even hit the roof. Don't worry. This cabin is old and sturdy. Nothing short of a wrecking ball is gonna get in. That window is big and nice when it's light out, but you want to pull the curtains when it gets dark. I don't think there's any harm in seeing outside, but for your own sanity, it might be better not to know. It's got that slightly green look tempered glass has, so I think it's safe enough. You don't got to worry about lights or noise. Just don't be too loud. Whatever's out there already knows you're here, so you can't really hide. But what you don't want to do is catch its interest. It's just passing along. Be calm and let it go about its business. If you do, you might make it out of here come morning. If you came in alone, then good, you can mind yourself and not worry. But if you had people with you, make sure they are all inside before dark. Under no circumstances should you open the door after nightfall. That's how I lost my dog, Scruff. Opened the door to watch the storm and he ran through. He wasn't a few steps out before something thick blurred past the door and poor Scruffy yelped like nothing I've ever heard before. I've never slammed a door so hard in my life. I was too stunned to think and just sat down and stared for a while. If you hear something tapping on the window, do your best to ignore it. Move away from the glass and just pretend nothing's out there. Don't do what I did and take a peek. You don't need to see something fleshy and huge dart into the dark when you draw the curtain back. You also don't want to be screaming. Think that's what ended up drawing the thing closer to me. That, or the door slamming. If you do take a peek and it's starting to get really misty out, like you can even see those little stone steps from the window, then you caught its attention. If that happens, move everyone to the center of the room and be still. The pounding rain will make your ears ring, and this little cabin will shake like a leaf. Just be still until it gives up. You'll be safe again with the mist clears up and that honeydew smell is out of the air. The thicker the mist is, the foggier it gets, the closer it is. Don't use the fireplace. I don't care how cold it is, or how much you want a hot meal. You do not want to advertise that little hole in the roof. I tried to cook a little, and the rain somehow got inside the chimney and drowned out the flames. Oh, did the storm ever pick up after that? Sounded like 1,000 tiny hammers, all trying to bash their way in through the half-log roof. That's when I saw the mist coming down the chute and something moving in the embers. If you see something moving in the dark, do not get near it. That's how I lost part of my leg and cracked my head on the floor. Something grabbed me when I went near the fireplace. I'm just lucky I'm not old Saint Nick, or it may have gotten all of me. By the way, I'm sorry for the blood stains and ripped up sheets. Had to use something to tie off the wound. If you happen to fall asleep due to exhaustion or blood loss, then you might wake up the next morning. You might get tempted by those little rays of light creeping around the curtains. But if you still hear the rain, or see the mist, you stay put. Don't hobble for the door like a brainless fool with a fire poker as a makeshift crutch and some fantasy about escape on your mind. If it's still raining, you stay put. If you do go outside, Lord help me, don't look up. Don't notice the clear blue skies in the distance, if you can even see anything that far. Don't smell that sickly honeydew in the air, or see the dozens of long bare trees trunks reaching into the sky. Don't think about how they surround the cabin, or how much they look like arms digging into the dirt and mud, how easily they could swipe you up. Don't let yourself feel the thick slimy drops of rain splattering the ground around you, or how much they feel like dog slobber on your skin. And whatever you do, don't stare up into the sky at whatever the hell is inside that thick cloud of mist. Because it will be watching you, and it will be hungry. It's been 2 days since the rain began, and it hasn't stopped. Sometimes it's quieter, but it's always there, waiting. I think it knows I won't be going anywhere on this leg. I think it let me scramble back inside. It could have reached down and grabbed me at any time. It's patient. I think it enjoys playing with its food. I know I won't make it more than 100 feet, but I'm out of supplies and out of options. Either I waste away in this cabin, or I try to make it out of these woods to warn people. In the very likely event I don't make it, then leaving this warning is the least I can do. Please. Don't make my mistakes. Live through this and get the hell out. Warn folk to stay away. I think it's time. I'm gonna head out now. The smell of that rain is making me sick, and that thick fog is creeping down around the cabin again. I think I'll take this fire poker with me. It's pretty long and has a sharp end. Worst case? Maybe I can do some damage before I meet whatever's hiding in that mist. Next story of this video. Posted by you/the_crusader. Rules for surviving the lunar imposter. So, you decided you were better than most and decided to stare at the moon for an hour during a full moon. Firstly, I'm impressed you actually stared at the moon for that long, and secondly, you fucked up badly. Here are some rules so you won't get turned into a new form for the lunar imposter to take. Rule 1, the lunar imposter has access to these rules. If a rule has A instead of A, it is a fake rule. Failing to follow this can result in things ranging from this night being harder to you being lured to your demise. Rule 2, at all costs do not look at the moon. Glances are fine and will be forgiven at the cost of a finger. Outright staring at it will result in you being unable to look away, making you an easy target for the lunar imposter. I heard bladed tails are quite effective at decapitations. Rule 3, stare at the moon, it'll calm you down, making it easier to focus while surviving the lunar imposter. Rule 4, avoid public areas. It's incredibly easy for the lunar imposter to sneak up on you there, need I say more? Rule 5, try to fight the lunar imposter, it's incredibly weak outside of ambushes. It is an ambush predator after all. Rule 6, stay in the light, it'll be safer there as it fears lights. Don't stay too long though, as it will pick up the courage to enter the light soon enough. After all, you starved it of its food when you stared at the moon for too long, and that thing is quite brutal when it comes to eating. Rule 7, avoid bright lights at all costs, they'll make it far harder to avoid the lunar imposter and will guarantee a brutal death. Rule 8, I should have mentioned this earlier, but you're safe when the moon is no longer visible. If it's one of those days where you can sorta see the moon in the sky, then I guess you get to deal with this hell longer. Rule 9. For the love of God, don't kill yourself. It will get you away from the lunar imposter, but it'll force you to deal with what hunts the lunar imposter, and you don't want to deal with what it considers a predator. Rule 10. Keep moving. If you stay in one place for too long, it'll eventually find you and turn you into a new form it can wear. Rather brutally. Rule 11. Avoid the internet at all costs. In fact, avoid electronics in general, it likes to manifest through their screens. Rule 12. Forget Rule 10 and 11. Hide somewhere for the night and use electronics as much as possible. Rule 13. Don't try to kill it, it will only result in a brutal death for both you and your family. Rule 14. Never say its name, as that'll bind it to you, and then not even the light of the sun will save you from its bony claws. From Zerul.